Welcome to the Leah podcast. I'm Leah, your mindset coach, wife to a Green Beret, mom to seven, and your biggest cheerleader in helping you chase your dreams and raise your babies without losing your mind. Let's go ahead and dive in. Welcome back. So happy to have you here, especially if you're watching either on YouTube where this podcast is, just so you know, in case you're listening to it. You can also watch it if you are watching it. You see, I'm wearing my cozy sweater, representing my nice Irish and Scottish side. So I love that. It's cozy. It's cold out right now. It's January 2025. This, of course, is the month where everyone freaks out about goals and what am I going to do for the rest of the year? And I just want you to know, you need to calm down. It's January. Clearly, we're starting over. It's the beginning of the year. We're really big into goals. Everyone kind of freaks out about goals in January. And look, I mean, I'm a mindset coach. I love that stuff and I think it's good. Everyone talks about right now goals and setting them, and are you getting set and it's ready? And this is a very good thing. We should be doing that. And here's why. There's actually really good data that shows that if you write down your goals, you're actually 42% more likely to complete them. So the whole like dream journal and vision boards, actually there's data that shows those things can work, because when you start allowing yourself to be creative and allowing yourself to be creative about what the possibilities are in your life, you're going to not just think about them and they don't just stay up here, but you get them out, you say them, you talk about them, and you put them out there for you to actually see. So they become not just this thought in your head that has no physical form, but you bring them into reality with the material presence. And I think that's what's so important about vision boards and about, journaling in and of itself, just like the fact of thinking, writing, and then seeing the words out on the page of your thoughts. They're not just this thought in your head anymore. It's on a piece of paper and you can look at that. But sometimes when we create these goals and vision boards, we get really, especially in the Western world, Americans are really big into like, I have a list, I have a checklist, I have to check everything off, and I cannot deviate from this list. And the problem with that, at least what I have seen in the time that I've been coaching people and in my own life too, honestly, I mean, is that if you don't allow yourself these two things when you are working with goals, it's all just going to go downhill so quickly. You're going to get so frustrated. You are going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak, if you don't do these two things, which is you have to allow yourself to marinate with your goals and iterate. So marinate and iterate. You have to be able to do these two things. Be okay with the fact that your goals may just change. They may change, and there's going to be version 1, version 2, version 3. Our brains naturally dream in a 2.0 version of whatever the dream is. We don't dream of the messy middle. We dream of the beautiful finished end. And so when you do that, realize that 2.0 version of whatever your dream is, it has a 1.0 version, and you have to get through the 1.0 version, which is marinating and iterating. Allow yourself to have the dream, have the vision. Yes, have all the things up there on the vision board and dream all the things and write everything down in your journal. Talk with friends. Yes, 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 yes. But do not tether yourself to that one idea of like, it's got to be it this way. That's where the idea starts, and it's going to marinate. And if you allow yourself to marinate, you let go of this idea of perfectionism, allow the dream to grow with you, allow the dream to change with you. I mean, my gosh, one of the things that I love about, one of my phrases of babies and dreams is that when you have babies, it changes dreams, and it does not take away from the beauty of dreams or keep you from never doing the things that you've always loved. It allows it to marinate and iterate and find a way to get in there to like come out into the world in a whole new way. It's so amazing, because people are a great reason why you would want to pivot and do something different, because this new person comes into your life. Or maybe it's, maybe it's a tragedy, or maybe it's just something with your job or your family or relationships that change. And so allowing your life to work with your dreams and your goals helps that. And so how to do that is to allowing it to marinate. And then once it marinates and you sit with it for a while, and you're like, wait a minute, I could do this. And you find layers to that dream. We're like, oh, well, I never thought about this one, but it has to start somewhere. And that's where you want to have the foundation of just that first idea, that first dream. I mean, I'm sure all of us can think about moments where you started out with this one idea. And then as you went on, it updated itself and there was a new revision and a new thing. You were iterating, you were allowing it to marinate and just to kind of sit there for a while and then try new things and realize, ooh, this works. Ooh, this doesn't. But again, when you're looking at your dreams, when you're looking at your goals for this year, for next year, allow yourself those two things because it will absolutely drive away nasty perfectionism and allow yourself to be more curious and allow yourself to sit there and think, what are other ways that this could happen, that I could execute this goal? Is just to continue that process of marinating and iterating on your goals until you reach a point where you're like, ooh, that's the sweet spot. That's the thing that will definitely work. And you wouldn't know that unless you went through the other pieces. Otherwise, you are stuck with this idea of what it was supposed to look like on a vision board or in a dream journal. That is the one thing about vision boards that I think are really dangerous, is that they should inspire you, but we shouldn't replicate every ounce of whatever the picture is on the physical vision board that you see. Because whatever you cut out or whatever you put on a digital vision board is someone else and someone else's life, and or even an AI image. So you want to always make sure that this is grounded in who you are and this is working for you. So it should inspire you. It should absolutely inspire you, but it shouldn't be something where you're just replicating these little pieces and of other people's lives, or even again, AI generated images and photos. The beautiful thing about allowing yourself to marinate and iterate with your goals is you gain clarity over time, and clarity evolves over time too. Taking time to revisit and refine them allows for alignment with your own values and your priorities. It also totally encourages the growth mindset, which I'm all about. All marinating and iterating is an absolute function of a growth mindset. So congrats to you if you're already doing this. And if you're not, go ahead and start, because it allows you to be flexible. And being flexible is it's a foundation of the growth mindset. It's not being fixed into only one idea, one action, or one response. You are flexible with it and you kind of work with what is happening in your life and at that time. Also, marinating and iterating on your goals and allowing them to evolve, it helps you avoid goal fatigue. It prevents burnout from the idea that you're always trying to achieve the next thing, because nobody can live like that. You have goals, but you need respite. You need time to just sit and reflect and to think about what has just happened and what have I learned and how can I take this to do something different the next time, and not just jumping into the next thing the next time, but sitting with your losses and seeing where your responsibility is, sitting with your wins and congratulating yourself or other people too that have contributed to your win, and being so grateful for the opportunity to be on this earth and to do these things. And so again, allowing yourself to have that flexibility of marinating and iterating with your goals is more than just your goals. This process just allows you to sit and slowly kind of chip at working at you being a better person. And ultimately, whatever these goals and dreams are for yourself, ideally they're making you a better person, but you have more success. Like there is a higher success rate of people who visit their goals more often. People who write down their goals, I mentioned before, have 42% more chance to achieve those goals if they actually take their ideas from their brain and put them into the physical world. They write them down. It's on a vision board. It's in their journal. It's on a Post-it, and they are going back to it. So the success rate is so much higher. It's almost 50% higher for people who actually allow their goals to create space in their life. You need to create a space for your dreams. And I think too often we get so scared to put things out into the world because we're scared of maybe what people will think, we're scared of maybe even what others might say about our goals and our dreams, that their feedback would be so devastating to us that we just don't do anything. But even if you don't share your goals and your dreams with others right away, which frankly, I don't think you should. I think you should be working quietly for a while with people, hopefully close to you, who support you and love you before you ever go out and take things out to the world. And most of the time we don't need to do that. just just do the thing that you need to do, but be brave enough to do it. Be brave enough to think that this dream, this idea, this inspiration, it comes from God, hopefully, right? You have to check that, but inspiration comes from God, and true good inspiration will always come from God, and is always something good that would benefit you and your family and the world around you and your neighbors and your community. So just being able to put that out there, because the idea of marinating and iterating doesn't do, I mean, it doesn't do diddly squat if you don't at least have the courage to dream and the courage to sit and think, how do I really want to live my life? Like, what do I need to change? And frankly, we all have something we need to change. We all have something that we need to get better at. We all have something that we need, to take off the old man, to put on the new man, however you want to phrase it. We all have something to be better at. And goals and dreams are not just for the type A people. They're not just for entrepreneurs. They're not just for business people. They're not just for Fortune 500. This is silly. You got to get that out of your mind if that is in your mind. And I know it is for a lot of people. I think that's something for moms that we get caught in the trap of. After the baby's a certain age, or I get through postpartum life, I'm going to go back and do that thing I did before. You might, and you can, but you're not the same person. And I think that's what we have to realize, that we have to marinate and iterate, frankly, with ourselves, not just goals and dreams, but it comes down to, do you let yourself marinate? Do you let yourself revise who you are and decide, you know what, I once thought this, I once believed this, but now I have new information and I'm changing. You know what? That was 1.0 version of Leah. This is 2.0 version of Leah. Do you allow yourself to update? Do you allow yourself to have like a new version of yourself to be better? And who cares what freaking people say in these stupid comments? I mean, like, who cares? Stop caring about what everybody else thinks about you all the time, and do what you know is right, true, and good. Do that. Do that, friends, because that's the stuff that really matters. None of this crap matters when it comes down to it. We're all going to freaking die, and we're all going to face that judgment. You can't take any of this stuff with you. If what you're doing right now is not benefiting the life of yourself and the people around you, especially talking to you moms, if it's not benefiting you and your kids and your spouse, your family unit, for the greater good of your family unit and the values that you hold, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Because that's the question that helps us marinate on ourselves. What am I doing right now that I need to stop doing? What is going on in our life right now that's actually sucking the life force off of it? Those are the things that we have to sit with. And then we need to think, what's the next iteration? What can we do to slowly move towards a place where there's more peace and simplicity and intentionality about who we are, or what we're doing, or how we're spending our time, and who we are with, and what we believe, and how we practice that, all of it. Marinating and iterating is not just for your goals. It's frankly just for you. It's for you. It's allowing yourself to really become a more whole person, to be healed, which we can't do on our own. That's literally the job of our Creator. How much time do we give in our day, not just a day a week? How much time do we give in our day to say, I need healing? I don't know. Those are questions I'm just giving you that you might want to think about. I can't answer any of that for you. Not that you're asking me to, and not that I would, because I'm not going to do that. It's not my role. It's not my job. But, I think when it comes down to it, you are your greatest project. You are your own greatest project. And you need to invest in that. And you need to work on letting yourself be healed, letting yourself to marinate and iterate into better versions of yourself, for the people around you, for your relationship with God, because you're worth that. I know it's so trite. I know that statement is like, you're worth it. It just makes me want to puke right now. But honestly, like, you are. You're deeply loved. You're deeply loved by God. God loves you, and He wants your salvation. which means he wants you healed and he wants you close to him. And so that means sometimes taking time to sit around and sit with our dreams and our goals for ourselves and for the good works that we do in the world too. And to not hold on to the first plan, because usually the first plan's not the best plan. Allow yourself, plan B and C and D and all the way through. And who cares if you just keep changing your mind and keep working on it? Because that's the beauty, honestly, of the Christian life. Like, is just constantly moving towards repentance, constantly moving towards conversion, right? Conversion is nothing more than choosing truth over yourself, as was once said. I love that. It's so true. So we have to allow ourselves to even choose truth, though we have to sit with the fact of like, well, what's true, what's not true about what I'm doing or who I am or how I'm living or with my day, how I'm ordered my day. Allow yourself that time to do that. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap up with that final thought. Thank you so much for listening. If you have a quick moment, please subscribe and sprinkle some starry love with a 5-star review. Your support means so much. Your reviews mean so much. And until next time, keep dreaming big with those little or big ones in tow. And remember, everything is always working out for us.